All in the Family, that's right. I just saw a documentary last night on Sammy Davis Jr. And he was on The Odd Couple. And you know, like Harold O'Connor was a real big racist, I guess, you know. Back when it was cute to be racist on TV.
Yeah.
You know, people could be racist a little bit. And then, but he was the only black person he liked was Sammy Davis Jr. He came to his door and he was like, "Oh my God, it's Sammy Davis Jr. I love you." It's really raining, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Oh, here we go. It's a Black Lives Matter rally. Just in time.
You're still doing that? Well, we started it.
A good time to get the fuck out of
It's
here.
our fault.
This whole time I keep thinking that lady from last week's gonna come out in here, out here.
Oh, fuck.
He said people call me.
You don't live here.
Huh?
You don't live here.
Yeah, oh yeah, they don't live here.
Oh my fuck, what have I done? Wait, who?
Hey, I'm trying to do a set.
Hey, we're trying to do a set, man.
Just kidding, I'm not going to. This set is not worth getting killed over. Black Lives Matter!
Is it bad that I'm scared?
Yes.
No, yeah, no.
I'm actually like, they scare me.
We don't have enough security for that.
I don't trust it. No, I don't trust
Oh,
it.
that one time they did make me feel uncomfortable because of the dress. Oh, exactly.
Like just now?
Yeah.
That was a pretty small Black Lives Matter. I say that, then 1,000 people are coming, right?
Yeah, they say
They're
that
surrounding
they
us.
remind me of the
They're
Maoists.
surrounding us to bring the hype to.
Yeah. I didn't do anything. I
don't think any of them were black.
I don't think so either. They were like, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Don't you believe so?
So let's see, we got the rain, baseball. Nobody talked about traffic. You got to get that's the holy trifecta of local comedy: sports, traffic, and weather. I mean, that's in Brenton anyway, right? That's what's going to happen, you know, when this shit opens back up again and you want to do comedy, you got to go back down to the 907 and you got to talk about sports, traffic, and weather. That's what those people like. That's what they like in Renton. That's what they like in the little, when you go on the road and you go to your little bar gig, you know, you get in your car, you know, you spend, you know, you save up all your money for gas and you drive 300 miles and then you got to talk, you know, you got to talk about some local pedophile that got caught or some weirdo hanging out by the schoolyard. You got to talk about the road construction. You got to talk about, you know, you got to talk about I don't know the names of anybody. It's someone that plays basketball. You gotta talk, and you gotta go. So you just hint about it. You don't even have to say their name because the people in that shit town will know who you're talking about. So did you hear the thing? And everybody like, yeah, that thing. And that's what comedy is. So that's what you're signing up for. And you got to do that, and basically because you got to make them laugh. You got to make those people laugh, because if you don't make those people laugh, well, you're not going to get booked again, and then you're never going to get better. So you better keep making those fucking shit hack jokes. You go out there on the road and say and talk about a bunch of shit that you don't fucking care about, so that you can keep getting on the road and talking about shit that you don't fucking care about, to make make Joe Sixpack happy. You know. All you gotta really do is get on stage, and all you gotta do is just go, working hard or hardly working. And they'll fucking love it. They'll eat this shit right up. You don't even have to write jokes. So, just tell street jokes, and you'll get booked. Just don't be dirty. Don't say the F word. And don't talk about rape, and, you know. Yeah, exactly. Don't talk about cuties. Don't be like me, you know. Don't talk about the movie Cuties. Don't talk about how you were told that the movie Cuties encouraged pedophilia. So what did you do? You said to yourself, well, God damn it, I'll take the Cuties challenge. Cuties, make me a pedophile. Make me a pedophile. come downstairs, come back downstairs. Make me a pedophile, cuties. I did. I tried it. I was like, this movie is really that good. Will it make me a pedophile? And I'm still waiting. I was like, well, maybe there's a delayed reaction. Didn't happen yet. Maybe I will be. Maybe who knows? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe in 3 weeks. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll be on the news. And then the people in the little shit town, when I go, they'll be making jokes. They'll be like, man, that Jason McBride in the big city there to drag those girls. Well, we burned him at the stake. Well, we got it. We dragged him behind our truck, and we showed him, pull up, what? So, anyway. But no, I know, I watched it. It's bullshit about cuties. This is bullshit. Because there's a scene in the movie where the girl says, tells her mother that she got her period. And then the mother said, well, you're a woman now. And I was like, a woman now? Pedophiles hate that. What are you talking about that? The only thing a pedophile likes about a grown woman, she can make more kids. That's it.
I remember this young comedian who said that he had announced that he was quitting masturbating. So I was wondering if he held up in his 10 months since, You know what I mean? Or if he's still alive, But anyway, he said that he was quitting masturbating, and then I noticed that he was like 23 and like looked like Robin Hood, And I was like, hey, are you also like not having sex with people? He's like, oh no, I'm having sex with lots of people. And I was like, it doesn't fucking count. I want to see like an old, lonely, sad guy quit masturbating. You know what I mean? Like one in particular.
Never.
You know what I mean? I think it's me. It's something me. Yeah. You see, like somebody with no options quit masturbating. Now that's an accomplishment.
12 years ago, my uncle saw this story on the local news that he told me about, and I will never forget this one. He said that there were a group of really bad teenage guys in Tacoma at night, and they were running around assaulting and robbing people. And for a while, these shitty kids were getting away with it too. But eventually, they tried to pull that shit on this one guy, right? And this turned out to be the completely wrong guy to fuck with. Let's just call this guy Beefcake. So these kids try to jump and rob Beefcake, and Beefcake beats these kids' asses and has the rest running. Well, one of these kids got damage done to him so badly by Beefcake that was taken to court. So it's between this kid and Beefcake, right? And the kid is crying in the courtroom, and the judge looks at the kid like, okay, so you tried to rob and assault this man, am I correct? And the kid went, yes. And then the judge went, okay. And then what happened? And then the kid was like, well, he beat me up. And then he fucked me! And then the judge went, what do you mean he fucked you? Kid went, he fucked me, man! He fucked me! He fucked me! And then the judge turned and looked at Beefcake like this, and he was like, would you mind emphasizing upon this young man's statement? And then Beefcake stood up, and he said, well, Your Honor, they tried to jump me. I beat their ass. I knocked him down. He was bent over, his pants were sagging, and my mom always told me to never miss an opportunity.
It's that woman from last week popping her head through, being like, guess who's back? Kaylin, or whatever her name, I'm an asshole, I'm still an asshole. You know how I would have, if she came back last week, if I could redo last week, this week, probably I couldn't do anything. I can't de-escalate that. The police couldn't even de-escalate it. You know what they say about crazies? It's like the same thing as they say about cats, like domesticated cats. If the cat was bigger, the cat would just kill us and eat us and then play with our dead body. It's the same thing with crazies and cops. If you were big enough, you'd just eat the cop, you know?
The human mind is fascinating in that we can so easily forget things. You know, like with a computer, I mean, you tell it, you type it, you give it some information, and it's there. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. Maybe an EMP comes in, wipes it out, but it's there. But a human, I can literally talk. Like right now, you're actively forgetting my words. Like you're actively, like, I mean, even the camera guy right now is actively not paying attention and forgetting my words. Like, how long do you think it is going to be till we forget about COVID? Till we forget about COVID? Till this is just, and it becomes just like the Spanish flu, and it's just so long ago that you can show someone a picture of people playing baseball in a mask, and they're like, "Oh, I had no idea they had masks back then. That's very fascinating. Oh, look at that, police in Seattle, 100 years ago wearing masks for the Spanish flu. Oh, it's weird, huh? Well, what else do you think we forgot about just because we didn't have cameras 200 years ago? Like, we were to the point now that we have so many cameras that anything can happen, and you're going to forget about it. We're just going to immediately forget about it because no one's ever going to see it because there's so much other shit to look at. I mean, I'm not even afraid of my own cameras or saying anything and throwing this up online. No one's going to fucking see it. It's going to be... I'll put this up here, and I kind of have a fantasy every once in a while. They'll have kids. They'll have kids, and they'll go, "Oh, Dad, I saw YouTube." Oh, don't even pay attention to it. There was nothing of value in that. Just I was 30, and I didn't know what I was doing with my life. Everything was fucking horrible. You know, I had no career. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
I did not get molested at camp. Thank you for asking, Casey, actually. This is a great story. One year, we had 2 pedophiles go down at summer camp. It was quite amazing. The racket was, "Can I touch your dick for a bottle of booze?" That was the racket. It was amazing. They were quite successful for a couple weeks, but then halfway through the summer, they approached the Mormon troop, and that never goes down well. The Mormons, not interested in booze. And the guy didn't have enough creativity to offer, the ice cream sandwiches that are for sale at the store. It was quite unfortunate. But I worked out at the waterfront. I know, I look like the perfect lifeguard in fit and form, giant ab to show off down at the lake shore. It was quite amazing. But I walked up and I was participating in a nice cultural appropriation ceremony for their Order of the Arrow, which is basically, we took all of the Indian ceremonies that are sacred to them and then belittled the entire occasion to make people feel special, like they're a part of a secret society. And part of that ceremony is you have to dress up, beat the drum and all that, but you cannot wear face paint because that's crossed the line apparently. But you can wear a full headdress, and that's okay. So I walk up to the commissary, ready to get into my outfit, and there's I think he's in his 30s, gentleman. He had everything. He had the regalia, he had the tomahawks, everything. Hands me a pair of pants, I put them on, hands me a shirt, I also put it on. Go through the ceremony. Apparently, and I didn't know this, but you can fuck up hitting a drum. Did you guys know that you can fuck up hitting a drum? Apparently I hit it too fast. You gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead, I wanted to throw a little rhythm. So I did a 1 count, and a 2 count, and a 3 count. But nope, apparently adding a little flavor into a boring ass ceremony is forbidden. It was really gross. So I get up, and after the ceremony, I go and I return my regalia. Give him back his pants, and I'm standing there in my underpants. Because, it's Boy Scout camp. We're all guys at that point in time. And then 5 seconds later, the camp leader came over, told me to put on my pants, and then the cops came and arrested the guy for trying to sell nude pics of little boys for booze. Holy shit, I was wearing a pedophile's pants!
It was crazy. Ridiculous. I was only 15, and here I was being groomed to be the best person for that guy ever. Ooh. Nuts. Nuts. And then the very next week, the guy that I was hanging out with all week was in the same racket, trying to get pictures of little kids. Very sad. Oh, I most definitely am on the internet somewhere. It's quite unfortunate. However, I think everybody's on the internet nowadays. Let's be honest. All those new pics everybody took, where do you think the NSA took them? You know, if the United States government is participating in mass data collection, where do you think all your news went?
Nevada.
I think they went to China, honestly. I think that the NSA or the CIA ran a false flag operation and gave them to China just as the ultimate big dick move, honestly. The big dick move of, we're bigger than you.